Greetings, race fans. Welcome to the Fat Cat Sports Network. I'm Jeremy McDonald with your OBS Pro Stock Highlight Reel, brought to you by McCollum Septic Services, a wide range of services available 24 hours. Digging right into the championship point standings here, Tyler Smith continues to be the top dog, but only 4 points separating those top three competitors, as Smith climbing into his car at the start of the day, being the chasee with two chasers behind him. Certainly track position against him here at the start of the day. He would be hoping to get a good flow on for the day. As we continue to look through that top three, defending champion Matt Palmer still looking for that first feature win, trying to get all of those measurements on par despite not getting that feature win. 4 heat wins, and he has been very consistent in those features. Plenty of top three finishes. Our third and final competitor in that chase, Troy Burke, the 0-1, coming 1 weekend shy of giving it a real good run last year in championship points. This year, though, going to have to call upon all his sponsors for plenty of help. Might even have to lean on that one there. We just saw a little more than others. He was hoping, though, his 2 feature wins might produce another one on this season. Tough field, though, being bolstered by a couple of Maritime Pro Stock Tour drivers here from PEI. Robbie McEwen and the team after a long weekend of racing. Late night the night before that, getting back from a race. Back and at it, though, the next day here at Oyster Speedway. The 18 of Darren McKinnon also couldn't resist the chance to drive behind our feature pace car, the Dale Jr. replica car. McKinnon, good friends with the owner of that car. And, well, to let you in on a little secret, after the first Maritime Pro Stock Tour event at OBS, him and McKinnon were having a little chat, and the owner was teasing Darren, telling him how it actually was going to be a pace car later on in the season. Of course, McKinnon, calling BS right away, didn't believe it. But, believe it or not, a couple of days later, a few chance occurrences, hooking up with the owner of that car, and, well, we all know what happened on Labor Day as that beautiful-looking number 8 car joined us for the day, on display right up until the intermission, and then the feature car, pace car. So, Darren, well, the story might have started out as a little bit of BS, but as any true salesman will do, they will eventually turn it into reality. And Dylan Gosby expected his day to look a little bit like this. Unfortunately, though, Joel Hickok's very, very sick, and you know it has to be a little bit serious in order to keep Joel out of the driver's seat after 3 years in the making here. So, instead of helping out Joel here, Dylan and the 91 team of Heinz Racing decided to bring out this car to finally get some competition laps put on it. And unfortunately for the rest of the field, Dylan also remembered to bring his game face. Time now, though, to get down and dirty with your OBS Pro Stock Highlight Reel for Labor Day Monday. Early on here, defending champion Matt Palmer, knowing that every point is crucial, trying to put some distance between himself and the rest of the pack early on, looking in that rear view mirror of the 5 car, though, and we see Heinz Racing coming there, 91, trying to dial that car in early on, looking pretty good. Gosby would eventually catch Palmer, and the 2 division champions would go door to door for a number of laps, putting on one heck of a show for the packed house here at OBS. Tight quarters around 3 and 4.
3 and 4.
quick look at the front two cars here, kind of a tale of two different stories. One driver up front running very, very well, still searching for that first win of the season. Behind him, the 77, just looking to run some laps here, hoping those drivetrain issues have been a thing of the past. Well, I assured Randy Miller and the 77 team before the start of the day that his highlight reel this week would include some great door-to-door racing and not a bunch of legs sticking out from underneath the car back in the pit area. And as promised, great job here, team, showing quite a bit of patience here this season. Pretty tight behind that leader still. And speaking of hard work paying off, the 11 of Tyler Gauthier. If you think he's fast on the track, you should try to track him down in the pit area if you have a camera in hand. Second. Oh, that'll be the 11 of Tyler Behind Randy Miller for second. That'll be the 11 of Tyler. And well, not trying to steal any thunder from Tyler Gauthier's first win of this season, but a bit of a mess behind him there crossing the finish line. Robbie McEwen there trying to feather it, coming at a turn 4, just getting into the 77 of Randy Miller. The 01 Troy Burke scored in second, and Randy Miller's rear end will beat out the 40 of Robbie McEwen for third. But great job here by the 11, Tyler Gauthier and Sarah J. Great supporters here of the Speedway and great supporters of fellow competitors, so nice to see them into victory lane. Hard work paying off here. And the 77 Randy Miller here early on the front row here, continuing now to dial that car in here as they continue to get more confident with that car now. Here getting some pressure from the 91 of Dylan Gosby, a little high then low shuffle as he looks to get towards the front, trying to track down the 11 now, Tyler Gauthier. Gosby would remark later on in the day how impressed he was at a number of the local cars here and how fast they had their cars dialed in here at OBS. Here the 91 takes on the 11 of Tyler Gauthier, some white knuckle racing. And that would be the pass for the win as the 91 and the 11. Some nice clean racing for a number of laps, but Heinz Racing not needing many laps at all to get that car dialed in. Winner of that heat. Very capable driver. Gonna shake off the rust. Matt Palmer right into the early advantage here. All three of our points championship chasers involved into this semi early on, though. Matt Palmer going out into the lead. He would not look back as well, too, as this championship points field between the 5, the 01, and the 27 continues to ratchet up and tighten on up. Double winner on the day, maximizing his points, as we mentioned, the 5, Matt Palmer. And that would bring us to the feature. Matt Palmer trying to maybe get that triple win. Troy Burke in the 01 and the 27 of Tyler Smith trying to catch back up in championship points. This one would be a battle to the end. These drivers running in this tight pack, amazing how many near misses there can be. One coming up here now around 1 and 2. All drivers, though, fantastic recovery. And after that little wiggle, the field separated into 2 packs as the 91 of Dylan Gosby continuing to race towards the front. Tyler Gauthier trying to fend him off at first here, but Gosby clear for the lead. Back into third. Another great example of the close racing we saw in this division. The 18 of Darren McKinnon to the inside of the 11 Tyler Gauthier. Battle on in those closing laps for second place as Hines Racing continues to drive away with it. Pulling into victory lane and leaving that game face back in the car. It was all smiles for Dylan Gosby and the 91 crew of Hines Racing here. Checkered flag for the feature, and he was surrounded by his loved ones here, as we can see, not wanting to miss any races at all, and here able to come out on this Monday afternoon to support their favorite driver. I've had the pleasure of watching this driver for a very long time locally, top division at OBS Division Championship. We've seen him win in bunches. That talent has always been there from day one. This year, though, I think we've seen him become a brand new driver. He's really beginning to embrace that veteran role on the tour. Early on in your tour days, you know, you're usually the one asking all the questions, but I think now the tables have turned and now people are coming asking him for all the answers, and he's really embraced that role, giving back with his team as well too, and Joel Hickox. While we know the team wants to finish the season strong on the tour, wishing them all the best and success for the future. Can't wait to see what the next chapter is in the 91 of Dylan Gosby's story. And speaking of Maritime Pro Stock Tour drivers from PEI, Darren McKinnon there, back-to-back second-place finishes to finish up his day. Opened it up with a third-place finish. That's not too bad either. So strong day from McKinnon Racing there. Glad to see them out and about. It was a long and tiring day, I'm sure, for the 40 of Robin McEwen, thanking them for coming out too. We'll be looking at those championship points in just a moment. But in that feature, it was the 01 of Troy Burke, the best finisher out of our 3 chasers in those points championships. it will definitely continue to ratchet on up. You do not want to miss this Sunday afternoon's 100 lap feature finale for this division. It's going to be quite a show and very important on those championship points as well too. And as you can see here now, Troy Burke and Matt Palmer 1 and 2, but only because of alphabetical or car numbers there, because it is a dead heat on the top of the board, and Tyler Smith only a few points behind as well too. So this certainly is going to continue to be tense and intense. Car news on the 01 of Troy Burke, booking a little bit of vacation time there, needing a bit of relaxation. He is going to have to call upon his sponsor to get behind the wheel, as Chris Fournier will be driving the 01 of Troy Burke's car here before the end of the season. Can't wait to see Chris back in maybe, hopefully, top form. Reporting for the Fat Cat Sports Network, I'm Jeremy McDonald. Thanks for watching and supporting. Don't forget to share all of our stories on Facebook.